PKN 273. Taylor was starting to rant about his PC delivery, and I didn't want you guys to miss it.
$1,600 PC.
Mm-hmm.
All the bells and whistles. Going to be nice. That doesn't include the wonderful... All the shit I bought off Amazon, I've had for almost a month now.
Amazon's good that way.
Yeah, I've got my both of my monitors, my keyboard, my Naga Razer, whatever the fuck it is.
Mouse.
I played, the mouse. I played a little bit of Age of Mythology on this thing last night with that, and it works good. It's a little, I haven't figured out the buttons on the side yet, but it's got like these optional pads on the side where you can lower the amount of buttons.
Can you hold that closer to the camera?
Yeah. So that's like something like the side panel on it. You got this one and this one, which is even smaller, just 2 buttons. And then there's one that's currently on there with like 9 or 10 different digits. But
it might be 12.
Basically, I was like, yeah, I think it is 12. I got home from doing shit today, fully expecting to see a nice PC sitting on my front porch.
Why? Is there something significant about today that made you think it was...
It's just been a long fucking time.
Day 12.
Oh, okay. They said 7
said on their own goddamn website that, if you order just one piece, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, blah. If you order a constructed PC without monitors, just the PC itself, the longest it'll take is 12 business days. Well, I actually redid the math. This is business day 13 because I ordered it on, I guess, let's be fair. It was an evening on Friday, and so that doesn't count as a business day. So this is really business day 12. I just went in and checked, and it's not supposed to get here until fucking Friday. And if it comes around to Friday and it's not here, I'm gonna have to do something drastic. They're putting me in a self-defense situation.
Have you called them? I got to stand my ground here.
I got to stand my.
What's drastic?
Power PC. I'm gonna have to go to Power PC headquarters, wherever it is, and stand my ground.
Have you called them at all?
No. I was waiting until the 12th day, and I'm gonna call them. I think they're closed by now. I should have done that a few minutes ago.
They're West Coast.
Oh shit! Then I can call right after this and try and get it. Because I went to the UPS thing, like the tracking details, and it says by end of day on the 15th, which is Friday. It says it's in transit, but God, I shouldn't have shut the.
Oh, it shipped.
Let's see.
I don't know that calling them is worthwhile. I mean, you could.
Yeah, it probably isn't at this point. I ordered it on October 25th. It says the quality
feels so long ago.
Yeah, dude. By the time it shows up this Friday, that will be 4 full fucking weeks.
Because you ordered it on Friday and they measure it in business days. It really racks up the days.
They could have tied carrier pigeons to this and sent it here faster than the goddamn USPS or whatever the fuck, or UPS. And so the little timeline here. 25th, I order it. 28th, the warehouse date. The 9th, 3 days ago, was the quality control date. So it was just sitting there. Nothing forever.
I called those people and they like moved me to the front of the queue and like made things happen. Like, because I kept having these
service. I thought you used like a slightly different one or something.
I used iBuyPower this last time.
Okay.
And because of the whole GPU thing, the GPU market was a problem because everybody was mining Bitcoin, and but iBuyPower had like a standard no float price on them, so they were good to go.
Well, next in 4 years, when I buy another PC,
by the time it gets here, it's gonna be old tech.
Actually, in real life, Nvidia announced new cards in the time that Taylor's been waiting for. They not announced they're like available, but they're not that exciting. Well,
a couple more stream info things. I've been talking to Chiz more.
Okay, and
Chiz is saying over and over, he's like, Taylor, I love you, but your ban from Twitch is a when, or not an if. With the jokes you make and the impressions, and which some people think those are racist. Can you believe that? And
outrageous.
He was saying he thinks I should just do it on YouTube, because apparently YouTube streaming, you can do a lot more. You can joke around with a lot more loosey goosey. And apparently there's still ways like super chats. I know what that is. That's like people pay to ask questions, and then they can subscribe to you the same way. And so I was texting Chiz, and he was, isn't it funny when like nothing about a subject and someone who does know a lot about that subject can send you he sent me like 3 or 4 real long texts, and as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, this makes 100,000,000% sense. He's right. And so I wanted to get your guys' little input. You know, I know you're not as close to Twitch as Chiz is, but do you see a reason that going to YouTube would be a bad idea? Yeah, I could always do both.
You're going to
I
get
still have
banned
a
from Twitch if you go to Twitch.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I wonder how long it'll take me to get banned. Like,
You won't get banned.
you don't think so?
No, you don't make jokes about. As soon as he explains to his chat that he's using the Naga mouse, well, the jokes are going to begin.
Oh no, because the subsection of PKA that's going to come over to
even
watch
get that.
me is
What's
is rough.
Is it MAGA reference? Is that?
No, they're going to go N-word with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're going to go ahead. You're like, you know what? This brother mouse, it's kind of lagging behind. It's getting a little lazy.
We talk
See,
about
coming up
sex
with
stuff
jokes
on
for me.
mine now and then. Like that comes up pretty good. There was a guy who I think he was goofing, but he was a cuck. I don't know. I encourage people to try butt shit. I don't know. It's like we don't hold back too much, but there's not a lot of race stuff.
But do you put an 18 or older thing on your stream?
If I did, it probably did a long time ago. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Does
you
that
probably
protect
have
you
one.
from a lot of it?
Well, it might protect you from some sexual like discussion and stuff, but Taylor's thing is going to be more political and it's going to be about something. It's going to be racial, or it's going to be about transgenders, or it's going to be something like that. He's going to crack some joke, and it's not like he's standing on some sort of podium like doing actual hate speech. He's gonna see an opportunity for a funny joke while he's playing games with us or somebody else, and he's just gonna. And
it's going to be irresistible.
And it's just going to be. Yeah,
It's not even
really
his
is.
fault, Your
There's
Honor.
just a big juicy one sitting in
There's
front
no
of you.
resistance.
Yeah, when you see a punchline there, when someone sets you up just right, and you're like, it's hard not to bite.
And the voices themselves. Chiz was saying like, yeah, dude, going like this and talking about Chinese people, like that's not going to fucking fly on Twitch. Apparently not. You know,
No.
Yeah, I haven't experienced it yet, but people talk about getting banned on Twitch for all kinds of things. Borderlands 3 had music that would be copyright. They thought I was at great risk for that. There were a couple other things. Oh, things said in the chat, right? Like if you just don't moderate your chat hard enough. I never felt responsible for my YouTube comments, for example, right? I'm not doing that. And I never felt responsible for my Twitch comments, but I guess sometimes you are.
Yeah, well, like Chiz helped enlighten me a little bit with that, where he's like, "No, dude, you don't." I even told him like this was a week or two ago when we were chatting, and I'm like, I'll be well behaved, like I'll be okay on Twitch, you know, until I am not. And then he's like, "You don't get it. Your chat's gonna get you banned." And I'm like, the PKA listenership, they're not saying that ridiculous shit in the comments on underneath the videos, you know, underneath the PKAs themselves. And he's like, "Yeah, but you're forgetting." That's the audience as a whole. You're talking about the subsection of the listenership that wants to just watch you, which is probably going to be a slightly different, more.
Yeah, I would strongly push it toward YouTube or maybe even Facebook, but definitely not Twitch.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Facebook's
YouTube. I still have a dead channel.
That won't matter. You know, we'll direct traffic to it for you. But whenever I stream, and I'm going to eventually, I'll either do Facebook or YouTube as well. I think it's just the way to go.
What's interesting about Facebook is the sharing culture, right? People might click like, but really YouTube is about the algorithm. You know, getting discovered outside of just your existing audience is about YouTube deciding you're someone they want to show someone else, algorithmically, but, you know, YouTube. On Facebook, people share you. And it's like part of the culture. They click share. They show it to other people. You ask for it. They do it. Every time you click like, I see, oh, my friend Taylor just liked a thing. I wonder if I like that thing. Something about Facebook is just built to make stuff go viral. Whereas Twitch and YouTube and I guess Mixer, they don't seem designed to share all the time. Are
you going to give Facebook streaming a go just to
me?
Mix it up? Maybe?
I don't think so. I don't even know that I'm going to be a big streamer ever. I just pop in every now and then when the weather's too windy and we're not doing the show.
Windy today. I don't know about what it's like up there. It's like our power went out. I didn't lose power or anything, but although my heater is out, my heater's not working. I've been using the fireplace.
Yeah,
I've been using the fireplace, which I actually enjoy, but there's only, you know, it's just a big common room now, which is like the kitchen and the entryway and my living room. That's all toasty as fuck. but this room I'm in right now, this is not a decorative jacket.
Is it a like stove kind of fireplace or like the literal open sort of pull air?
It's it's gas. So it's not wood. I don't like dealing with the wood, honestly. But
we have both. But in our like living room we have a stove, that pumps out a lot of heat. And I don't like the noise of it. The fan, like for it to be effective at all, you have to have a fan. And I just swear we've spent like a couple years where it almost gives like my stress level goes from 0 to 2 just entering that room with the fan blowing. I don't like it.
And if it gets too cold, I'll just drag my propane burner that I cook turkeys on right into my bedroom and just let that burn all night.
That sounds smart.
And you get turkey at the end of it.
I don't know why you're not deep frying in the house. That seems like a huge generator.
I'm already going to be
doing. The whole house will reek of fried turkey forever.
Ooh,
delightfully.
What's the downside?
No, I'm saying that's a great feature.
I'm actually doing that tonight. Like I'm cooking a Thanksgiving tonight, like a tester Thanksgiving, and I've got myself a turkey. I've got the giblet gravy simmering. I already ripped the neck out of the turkey, which is my least favorite part. And I've had my turkey sitting in what do you call it, brining all day, and like Cajun spices and vegetables and stuff.
Nice.
Was the turkey already dead? Because I'm, Woody Slaughterhouse. We'll get him eventually. That's our motto.
It was definitely already dead.
All right.
So that's gonna be fucking. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna take me several hours to get everything cooked, but I enjoy Thanksgiving dinner and cooking it. And I like rubbing it in my mother's face that because she always complains. She's like, I hope y'all appreciate all this work I do. This is hard work. And I'm just like, I love cooking Thanksgiving for everybody. And just,
that's not the kind of attitude I want in the provider of my Thanksgiving meal.
Spite.
I want my grandma's warm, happy face slaving away from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Because after the turkey's done, the tenderloin and the crab legs still need to be made.
You've had one turkey, yes, but what about second turkey?
I love hearing Taylor talk about his grandparents. I hope they live forever, Taylor.
Oh, me too. I love my grandparents so much. They're the kindest, sweetest.
I think I love them almost as much. They sound delightful.
Yeah, you guys would all love them. But how have you guys gotten any snow yet? We got our first snow yesterday.
Snow's very.
We don't
rare
get
down
snow
here.
every year in North Carolina. Yeah,
for some reason I figured Georgia that, but I figured North Carolina might get snow.
We have mountains, and in those mountains, they'll catch some snow. But like in actual Georgia, like Atlanta, Georgia, like maybe it was 3 years ago when we got literally wasn't an inch. It was not an inch, and it shut Atlanta down. They were comparing the photos of like Atlanta with the photos of Atlanta in The Walking Dead. Because
I remember that was a good meme.
Exactly. It was the Snowmageddon or whatever they called it. It was stupid. It was embarrassing.
That photo of the traffic backed up from like a 1/4 inch of snow and there's a fire?
Yeah.
That's a few miles from me. That's 440 in the same county that I live in. We're not good at snow here. I used to blame it on Southern driving, like ineptitude, just the lack of talent in driving in snow. But I don't anymore. It's actually a lot harder here. You go up north, they lay down salt. And also the kind of snow that you get is snow. Like if anyone's done any good amount of driving in a snow condition, you're like, ooh, this is ice. Ice is a problem. This is slush. This is a problem. And you almost save your braking for when there's some like soft, crunchy snow. Mm-hmm. That soft, crunchy snow isn't here. It's just ice and slush all over the place. And it's genuinely hard to drive in. And it's not salted and it's not sanded. We don't have that kind of equipment. There's no salt in this state. Like maybe we have mountains like Kyle does too. Maybe up there it's better. But here, like when we got lots of snow, we got 2 feet of snow one time, like 15, 20 years ago. They moved it with like a front end loader, like you would a highway dirt. They scoop forward a foot and then they back the truck up and they bring it sideways and they take it off the side of the road and pour the little front end loader down. Then they come forward again and they get another foot. They didn't
have the road scrape or the snow plow.
No, they didn't have it.
They just don't have the proper equipment. Yeah,
it wouldn't be a good investment probably, because it doesn't even snow every year here, and when it does, it's 1-2 inches. And shoveling snow here. I've said this before, so quickly. You don't have to do a good job. It's great. You just do a shitty job and the rest melts away.
Yep.
See,
Yeah,
that's what I'm upset about. Is I was driving home from shit today, and because of the woods I live near and the direction my house faces, like I was driving through the neighborhood to get to my house, and I'm looking around, and everybody's driveways, it's all melted already. And it's clear that it wasn't like all just scraped off, like it was melted throughout the day. And I'm like, oh, all right, maybe I'll get to my house and it'll be no. Like I'm the only house with a bunch of fucking snow still on there. So I'm gonna have to probably go out after this and shovel because that's a pain in the ass. I was trying to pull up into my driveway, and my driveway's a little steep, and my car started sliding backwards. And so I just ended up parking on the road. I thought I was gonna I was driving behind a terrible driver yesterday as it was snowing, and they were going like, you know how like even in the snow it's like, yeah, you can go 60 miles an hour on the highway, it's pretty fine. I got behind someone who was in the left lane going like 38, and I was like, what the fuck is this retard doing? And then I saw South Carolina license plate, and so I knew for my own safety I had to get around them and just speed up because they were just doing it's more dangerous going that slow than it is just going the speed limit, because somebody's going to end up creeping up on you, especially if you're in the fucking left lane. What are you thinking? And they're going to try and brake, and they're going to fishtail and cause some chain reaction. So snow is, now that I don't get off school, snow sucks ass. Like I want nothing to do with it. My dogs seem to like it a lot.
Do you ever think about going to a different part of the country? Is that a thing?
See, the thing with it is like, if I lived in a different part of the country, it wouldn't be like Florida or California. I would want to go somewhere like Colorado where they have skiing and mountains like that. That would be my, fun kind of physical environment of choice. Just being able to like one day in January or December be like, you know what? I'm fucking going skiing. Boom. I'm there.
Having lived in the Northeast, it's not the cold weather that makes winter hard, although I don't like cold weather. It's the gray skies. And I don't know if it's true, but my vision of Colorado is cold but blue skies. A kind of dry, more enjoyable cold, if such a thing exists. Like, Kyle, you're smiling. Are you thinking something?
I'm not allowed to share what I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say anything out loud, but I inadvertently.
CP.
I could not.
Is it related to me in some way?
No, of course not.
Well, good. All right. You got me thinking. I have a social interaction I want you guys to weigh in on. All
yes.
Right. So I'm getting a new asphalt driveway put in. It's in now, but this is from a few days ago. And as I pull up, there's a guy in a 10-wheel dump truck. That's like the standard size thing you might get mulch delivered in. Or it's a big, you see him on the highways. All right. The road in front of my house it's 2 lanes. It's 1 lane each way. And this guy is parked in such a way in front of my house that he's blocking both sides, which you almost have to do on purpose. Like in my head, there's a special I don't give a fuck to block both sides of the road. And he's doing it at a spot where there's a low-hanging tree, and it means like you can't even drive around him on the grass. You're just really stuck. All right. So I pull up, and I'm just trying to go home. I'm not in a bad mood or anything. I'm not like, look at edging for a fight or anything like that. I'm just like, whatever. And I wait like, I don't know, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And I'm getting a vibe of him that is fuck you, right? Like I'm parking my truck here. I'm in no hurry to move. I can see that you're trying to get by, but that's really a you problem, not a me problem. This is the body language I'm getting from this driver. Because I'm like looking at him like asking for some sort of sign that he like, you can see that you're blocking both lanes in this road, right?
Giving the white people like pursed lips, like
right?
Kind of
so
thing,
yeah. I get out of my truck and I walk up to him and I asked him. Now, this is
what the fuck do you think you're doing?
It's funny you said that because this is the thing about me. I literally don't do loud and nice as a combo very well. Like I don't know. I'm retarded. I don't know how to.
Hey, friend.
right. I just if I yell it, I want it. I wish I had it. I can't so much as like I've had it before where like a waitress doesn't bring us bread, and I'm like I want to say, hey, can we have bread? But it's always, can we have bread? Like, because like, so
hey, dumb whore, can we get some bread over
right here? Now he's running his diesel truck, and he's like, I don't know how he's high in the air because he's in a big truck, And I ask him like, hey, can you move? And I wish I had gone with like just a few extra words that made it nicer, like, how much longer or whatever. But I was like, can you move? And of course it comes across a little meaner than I'm targeting because I'm an idiot. And he says no. Bam.
Bitch.
Right? And I'm like, all right. So like, can we talk about a timeline here or something? And then he starts explaining to me that if he tries to move this truck, there are people nearby the truck that he will kill, and he's unwilling to kill them for me. And it's just like, let's not, in my heart of hearts, you're being a bit of a drama queen, right? Like, like this is not a life or death situation. We could, in fact, ask these people to move, and he doesn't know it, but everyone's here working for me. Like,
that's the best part. I'm hoping that we get it back around to that.
And so he's like, no, I'm not going to move. I'm not willing to kill all these people and something else. And it went back and forth a little more. I can't recount every word for it, but I'm trying to be cool. And I just feel like he's twisting the knife with the big fuck you in every sentence he says.
Sounds like it.
So I'm like, hey, you don't have to be a dick. I'm just asking when you're able to move. And he's like, don't call me a dick. I was like, I didn't call you a dick. I said you didn't have to be a dick. And he's like, well, it eventually comes out that they're almost done filling his truck up with what was my old driveway. And it's like, cool. So I'll just wait. There's a couple more bucket loads and that'll be that. But as I'm headed back to my truck, he goes, go back to your truck. Like,
did you murder this man? Like,
dude, I thought about
PKN. You're like, so here his body is.
I was
so
like,
now my driveway's got a big lump. One point.
I'm just like, I'm not looking for a fight, but he seems to be. And if he wants one, I'm here for you. Like that's in my thought process. I know I'm too old to be fighting, right? He's older than me, and he's being a bigger dick than me in my heart of hearts. So I walk back. I'm like, what did you say? Genuinely not knowing what he said. But then he explains. He says, I told you to go back to your truck. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, at this point, I'm no longer putting a pretense of like trying to be the nicer one or like that's all done. I'm done with the, like, hey, good sir, how much longer will you be blocking
my way? We're full Blue Boy Woody.
Right? Yeah, we're full Blue Boy Woody, right? He's acted like he owns this road. By the way, fun fact, I literally own this road. It is mine. I bought it with fucking cash 4 years ago. My property extends to this road, and he's parked on it like an asshole. So, he's like, go back to your truck. And I'm like, fuck you. I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, but fuck you. And that's when the contractor who's doing the asphalt comes around. And he's like, what is happening here? And the guy's like, he called me a dick. And I said, I didn't call you a dick. I said, you didn't have to be a dick. And that still rings true right now. And the contractor is super nice. The guy that's like doing it. And he's talking to the guy and he's like, hey, why is this happening? And the driver goes, fuck that guy. I don't work for him. And I was about to lay out like, you work for me and you're parked on my road, but I didn't go there. I just thought it. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, let's not bother with this. And he kind of diffuses everything really cool. And then later he called that guy's boss and sort of laid out like, am I a dick here? Am I the asshole?
No, this would have gone so much more hardcore with me. Oh, I'm mad now.
What was he just? Do you think he was just being lazy, coming up with excuses so he didn't have to do it?
I think he was. I've tried to put myself
the tiniest modicum of power that is afforded to a big rig truck driver.
That's what my head is. That's where I think it was. I think he saw me walk over and decided before I even talked to him, like, fuck this guy, I'm not moving an inch. I'm blocking the road. And it's a 2-lane road. Like I said, you almost have to try to block both sides of it. I don't know why he did it. And to me, where it really stepped from am I the asshole to he's definitely the asshole was when he told me to go back to my truck.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, I was walking
like
back to my truck. There was a perfect opportunity not to say anything right there. I was done with it. And if anything, I think up to that point, maybe he had been the bigger asshole, right? Like, he could have been like, yeah, I told him, but instead he had to say, go back to your truck. And that's when I was like, I'll go wherever this heads. I'm down. And I could have fucked that guy up.
Yeah, that guy's a bitch, and I hate him. So you're definitely.
I
in the
really
right
wish
there.
you'd beaten that guy up.
It's probably more trouble. Like, it's probably not how you actually want. In on the internet, that's fun to say. In real life, what would I be doing right now if I had beaten that guy up?
Explaining yourself to a jury.
Right?
No, absolutely not. No,
Like,
you're on your property.
Your
and you
Honor,
were-
he said go back to your truck. You can't. We all know there's a code, right?
now you let him
When I
hit you
pushed
first.
him in that direction, I didn't realize the piping hot asphalt is where his face would land. In my defense, I think he looks cool. Like, looks hardcore. It's kind of like the Thing. now.
Like Mike Tyson, but branded instead of tattooed.
Yeah, and not rich or famous or
More like
also not a
Cricket
rapist.
from It's Always Sunny.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
seriously,
why
fuck
that
that
guy
guy. You're in
pushed
the
it
right.
so far. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine what was going on in his head. I have to think that. Like, I feel like he tried to alpha me, and I even halfway let him until he went with the go back to your truck thing. Then it was
It
like,
might be one of those things where he like wasn't seriously thinking you would come back at him for a second, salvo where he would go, "Hey, can you move?" And he goes, "No." And he probably thought that's where it would end. But he'd already dug in his no. And so when you kept pushing, he's like, "I'm not going to look like a bitch who just gets talked down. I'm going to make this into a big to-do." Like, no one in their right mind escalates to, "Everyone here's gonna die if I move this." Like, clearly, he was just trying to like stick with his initial shitty position. Yeah, that guy sucks.
I've seen scenarios like this, and the truck driver got beaten up, and I was hoping that's where this was going. I
was
really
going
wish
there.
you'd beaten him up.
I wonder where it would have gone if the contractor wasn't there, because at the go back to your truck, I think he even did one of these like shooing hand motions along with it.
I'd have been like, get this guy. I don't want. I was ready to cancel the whole show. Like, that's where I'm going. like I'm getting so mad listening to you explain it. I'm like, well, for one thing, the entire job is done now. Like it's over. They're all leaving. And we're gonna have a dispute in court over if they get paid for what they've done.
This guy's a subcontractor that delivers and hauls away asphalt.
Doesn't matter. He's until they fire him and get it. I want him to. He has to dump that shit out right there. He's fired, and somebody else has to come in a different truck from a different company and pick that shit up.
See, here's an area where I feel like I've had some professional success, where like there's a certain responsibility not to be too big in it. I don't want to get a truck driver fired, right?
Oh, yeah, you do. You needed a good firing.
I think so. My contractor called his boss and he described the conversation. He's like, he had only seen that guy one time before, so I don't want to judge my contractor by.
That's Angry Mike. What? That's just how he is.
And he's like, I laid out for him how the thing went. He got it a little wrong. He's like, I told him that he called you a dick. That's not exactly how it went, but okay. You can go with that side of the story.
All right.
And the contractor and I get along really well, so I think that he. I can't imagine Woody getting into a fracas like this every flight. but yeah. Anyway, so the guy just tried to like super alpha me, and it was the go back to your truck where I had decided like, well, I'll go wherever
I'm
this.
so mad now. This is gonna ruin my evening.
I've been playing more Call of Duty. When I played with Kyle, I was bad. And I've come to like sort of like evaluate players, right? Now there's good players like Shroud who are just amazingly good. Me at my best, I could walk into a team that was losing, right? Say they're down like 100 to 125 in Dom and be like, all right, first order of business, take out these kill streaks from this guy, then we're going to turn this thing around. And I could make a team win. Not every time, but oftentimes. Now, where I've advanced to, compared to when I play with Kyle, is if I'm on a good team, I have good games. I am part of the win. If I'm on a bad team, I might go negative. I might go even if I'm having like a good game on it. I can't make a difference, but I'm not a freaking anchor the way that I was. We won most of our games. And it was like we had some 2 or 3 dominant guys at the top of the scoreboard, and they're me at the bottom, going 3-11. we're past that. Not saying I'm good, but I'm not an anchor and by the way, kudos to your friends. Everybody was super cool in spite of my performance, and I thought that was nice.
Nobody's a jerk in that group. I don't like to play with people like that. Nobody ever gets angry or rage quits in my friend group because they're not assholes.
We lost some close games that we might have won with a random, but instead we had me.
I think everybody would appreciated your being there more than losing a game or two. Nobody cares if they lose a game or two. I don't know what my win-loss ratio is. I'm sure it's more than 1, but I don't care if it's less than 5. I don't care what it is. I don't give a fuck. None of us do. I don't think. We're just having fun. I've gotten better too. I unlocked my golden MP5 today. I'm enjoying that. We've been playing like every night. And we have been using my camping strategy. So what we do, we go into team deathmatch.
Are you doing it?
Oh yeah, our current win streak is only 18, but like we'll get like 18 wins in a row and then lose one and then win like 12 more and be like, all right, and then go to bed. So like I think we've lost about 6 games in like 4 nights of playing, something like that. Like it's a real bummer at this point when we lose one. It's because the whole big part of why we're camping so hard and being such assholes is we enjoy the other team screaming at us at the end of the match.
Of course.
But if you do that and you lose, it's a different kind of scream. They're laughing at you now, and it hurts just a little bit. But what we do is we lock down. We've decided which building is best on every map at this point. And we all, 6 of us, into that building right away. Claymores everywhere on every window. Trophy systems down to protect against any projectiles that might be coming in. Deployable covers, which is it's an equipment. It's a field upgrade or whatever you call them. And you just throw down this like shield, this metal barricade, and it perfectly fits doorways. So you can put it in a doorway, like if there's stairs leading up into your building, you can put it mid stair. So they can't just sprint into your building. They have to come in, climb over this little wall, and then we're all just waiting at the top of the stairs. And we all use
kind of COD.
We use RPGs as our I use RPGs as my secondary, and I keep refilling them. And I'm just shooting them around corners. Like if I hear footsteps coming near the doorway, I'll go ahead and start blasting them down so I get splash damage and just kill them around the corner. And we have some monster fucking games. Middy's getting chopper gunners like every single game. People
He's
quitting.
A good player.
People going fucking ape shit, getting so goddamn mad. We use the shotgun, of course. They've nerfed it for a second time last night. So I don't know how good it's
the
going to be.
725?
Yeah, they've nerfed it twice now. But
I'm
a big fan of the AK and the MP5. Those are the good guns.
I don't know if I've opened the AK. I'm about level 25, 27, something like that.
Yeah, it's 53.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I read this thing on Reddit about Call of Duty that was interesting to me. The guy's like, I use the 725 all the time because I'm playing to have fun, not for other people to have fun. And it's like, yeah, me too. There was a time when I was playing for YouTube footage where it is kind of like playing for other people to have fun. They want to see you dominate with an Uzi, which is kind of hard to do. Not in an older COD. This one, it might be better. But now, like, yeah, I'll just use whatever OP weapon, whatever class you think is bullshit. Tell me about it, because I could.
That's
use
what we
that.
run. That's what we run.
The RPG, dude. When I'm holding an RPG, and I literally have only picked them up off the ground, but when I'm holding one and I want to kill people with it, that thing fires so slow. It takes so long to reload. You're unarmed most of the time. When I die to it, oh, that was such horseshit. Oh my god, that thing's so easy to use. What a cheat.
I at this point I have like dragon skin camo on my RPG. Like my RPG is like glowing in the dark. I've gotten so many fucking kills with it. I use a perk that makes me reload them faster. The rate of fire is like boom, boom, boom.
So you get more than 2 bullets or 2 rockets now?
Well, one of us throws the trophy systems. It blocks the grenades. One of us throws the deployable cover that blocks the hallways, and the other throws down ammo boxes so you can get more RPGs out of them. And it's
this
incredibly
is over
frustrating.
on COD. Like if you're just hanging out in the house upsetting people,
That's what we do. That's what we do. They get very upset.
I play a little bit. So I'm learning the maps better now. Like I literally couldn't find the same place twice when I played with Kyle. I started at level whatever below 1 is. Like I had no XP. So I was learning the maps and everything. Now it's like, all right, this is I have a SMG or a shotgun, so this is the way I should navigate the map. I have a longer range gun. I should stay out of like inside the building because somebody with a shotgun will rape me.
Yeah.
I'm just learning the maps, I'm not good, but I'm better than I was.
I don't know why people are getting upset about this game. It is a great Call of Duty. It's so much better than like Modern Warfare 3, like CODs like that it just felt like you couldn't do anything. Like I play a good bit of hardcore. If I'm playing by myself, I play hardcore. But when we play as a team, we play regular team deathmatch or domination or headquarters or something like that, and we have a good time.
I've never liked hardcore. I feel naked.
But once you know the maps, I play hardcore headquarters and hardcore domination, and I flank a lot with like a sneaky class. And when you get behind the enemy team, or if you get in a good choke point where they have to run past you to get to the headquarters, it's just destroying. It's very satisfying to kill 4 people at a time.
Hardcore has a different meta, and I've never been good at it, right? So I'll take like my regular classes. I'm running like stopping power in hardcore or something. Yeah. And there's some guy who's like, actually, you want to run Jug with a 1911. That's the bomb for hardcore, which I just made up. It's probably not it.
A lot of people run pistols in hardcore and just dominate.
Because it's all you need, right? And like there's the way that you might play the game when it takes 4 shots to die is different than the way you play the game if it took 1 or 2 shots to die. And if you're good at that meta, I feel like you're the only person good at that meta, and it makes you great at hardcore. Does that sound?
And kill streaks are nutty too. That thing that I like to affectionately call the death buggy, which is actually called the Wheelson. It's a remote control car with a machine gun on top that's like the size of like a big dog. And cool. you wheel that thing into a headquarters full of people in hardcore, and you see them try to run away. But there's you run people over with it. You can crush people with it. It's great. Dude, Mitty's been running the Juggernaut kill streak. Have you seen it?
I don't know what that is.
No.
You call in an airdrop, I think, and you open it, and you don a Juggernaut suit, and you have a minigun. And rock music starts playing. It's like and you're just walking
dope.
through.
It sounds like Titanfall.
See, here's the real question: why would you run a different kill streak?
Because it takes 15 kills to get it, and they're gun kills. Like you can't get like 8 gun kills and then have a chopper get you 6 more. You have to get 15 gun kills, and then but all of a sudden you'll look, and here comes a gunk, gunk. Gunk. And I'm like, Mitty, you got the suit? He's like, fuck yeah.
Is everyone hearing the music?
Only him.
Oh, I wish we all did. That'd be fun if your whole team was going. Yeah, it'd probably be bad. Like now I can't. Oh, so another thing.
Close to him.
There's a couple things that help me. I'm open to the idea that skill-based matchmaking has made it a little more of a level playing field, as opposed to I'll make it up, like Mitty being the host or something. Yeah. Knowing the maps better, unlocking better guns is a big part of it. That's helped a lot. When I tried to, is it like the EB-14? One of the it's not a sniper, but almost.
Like a semi-auto, battle rifle type thing.
I thought that'd be fun. Like, oh, look, a sniper that's not so slow.
Not unless you're Shroud.
Dude, I can't hit with it. If you spam with it, every shot misses. It's outrageous. And it's not, well, for me anyway, it's not a predictable recoil. I was like, I'm getting pretty good. Then I tried to level up. I'm like, well, maybe after I get a better sight, maybe after I get this. It's painful to use that gun.
Yeah, you want to use a machine gun. You want there's a bunch of them. Any of the assault rifles, the submachine guns got a big buff recently. Like your movement speed's faster. I think they do more damage. Hip fire may have, the cone may have shrunk. So MP5, MP7.
Yeah, I've been doing well with the MP5. It still loses if you're in the same room to the 725. Now I know it's been nerfed again, but
I think still, if they're nerfing the range, they're trying to cut down on that, because even after the first nerf, I was just like, well, now we just aim down sights. You're still killing people just way across the map. It seemed, for a shotgun anyway, but shotguns are hard to balance on a video game. You've used shotguns in real life. I don't know how much buckshot experience you have, but at 100 yards, you can kill a man with buckshot in a shotgun. If you've got a full choke and you aim carefully, it's still shooting a pattern big enough that you're going to hit him with a couple of 30 caliber lead balls going 700 feet per second.
Every game I know of just adopts the same imaginary shotgun effectiveness, which is really
Yeah.
good to like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that, yeah. But this game, it was they were like, well, let's kind of make it like it should be, and then everybody's just like, no, we hate it because it.
No,
if we
hate it.
if we actually had to go like play Call of Duty with your real human body, you'd be like, well, give me a shotgun. I need a shotgun first. Like, you wouldn't be fucking around with an MP5 and reloading and stuff.
You would think that. So the 725, Taylor, if you don't know, is an over-under. So it has 2 rounds and you have to reload. It's not like a
Semi-auto.
semi-auto. I was looking for the name of the AA-12 is what I was going for. It's
Oh,
not like
yeah.
that at all. It's just like a double-barrel shotgun, but over-under. You'd think that would be kind of a suitable nerf already. You know, there's only 2 rounds before you have to reload it, but it's really not. Like 2 rounds seems like it gets me out of most jams.
Yeah, and if you're really mobile, like if you know how to move your character around, you can kill 2 people, go prone, sleight of hand, and the reload is pretty fast anyway. Throw a stun, pop back up, doom, doom, 2 more, throw a smoke at the ground if you've got that instead, and just like you can decimate a whole fucking team with like
So does it suck now that they nerfed it twice?
I haven't played with it today. I doubt it sucks. I bet it's still gonna dominate if you're in the same room with somebody, as it should. That's where they're supposed to work.
I almost forgot in COD, shotguns are a viable weapon. Like if your best weapon is a pistol, something went wrong. You're not supposed to run around with a revolver and murk everyone. Although that happened to me one game, getting murked. But shotguns, you are supposed to, if you navigate the map properly and keep all your engagements close, shotguns are supposed to be the best in COD. And I almost forgot that for a bit.
Yeah, yeah. This is a good Call of Duty. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still playing it every night. There were some guys that were holding out and not purchasing it. They've come into the fold. So we all have it now.
I'd like to play again one of these days. Not, maybe tomorrow or something if you can work me in. But
When I'm doing
for sure.
streaming, I'm not going to lead with COD. I think the first game I'm going to play is the South Park game, The Stick of Truth, because
ooh, that's a neat choice for you.
I played it when it first came out, but it's one of those things where, you know how a game like Skyrim, you can go years without playing it and then pop back on and play a different class and it feels new.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 4 different classes or some shit in the South Park game. And so I'm just going to pick one I haven't done before. And I don't remember anything about winning the game or exactly what you do. I just remember it's turn-based and there's a lot of really, really funny shit. Like
there's
just
2
good
of them.
jokes, fun
there's-
stuff to rip on. Yeah, I was thinking I would play the first
There's also
one
the
and then
fractured
do the
butt
second one.
hole.
Yeah, the fractured but whole. Yeah. Really good, really creative. But I think that'll be a funny thing to play for solo, at least. Obviously, if I'm playing with other people, I'll have to jump in and play something else.
I like that. That's a neat idea for you. Because I've been thinking, like, well, you've heard me say the same stuff before. Like, what is right for Taylor to play? And I think that the attraction to your stream is you, not your gameplay. So you need.
Well, if it's my gameplay, I'm fucked.
So you need a game that allows you to be you, right? Whereas, I
Mhm.
don't know, COD is a great example where it requires your full attention. Or what are we even doing here? Like, you
Oh,
just
for
get
sure. I
wrecked.
just want to joke around
Yeah.
and have a good time with my friends.
Dude, I've had streams like that. I made there's on Twitch you have the title of your stream and you have the game. They're not the same thing. So they're both opportunities to pull people in. And I quoted Wings in one of my streams. Like, I just wanted to hang out and have a good time. Everyone walks into my stream and I didn't know why, but they're like, "Woody, are you depressed? Are you okay? Are you happy right now?" And I kept answering the question like earnestly, and I'm like, "It's my title. I'm giving up." Like, I ruin it. Sometimes I'll be like, "Does this beard make me look sexy?" And then I just get beard comments all night long, and I forget I'm not paying attention to my title. Like, why is everyone talking about the beard? But they just join in and look at that.
And lots of funny Chiz said that on Twitch, I couldn't start my first stream and go, if I don't have $500 in donations in the next hour, I'm going to kill myself on Facebook Live. He said that would not fly. That's a suicide threat in the eyes of Twitch, which is like...
You know what I did? I did this yesterday. I installed Twitch on my TV, like in my living room, because I wanted to see. I've been watching a lot of Choco Taco, so I wanted to watch him live. I rarely do that. And I saw it was late at night. It was like 3 a.m, and I was just like, well, let's see what people are doing on Twitch at 3 a.m. And like the number 2 game was just chatting, and I was like, huh. Well, let's see what everybody's chatting about. There were like 8 naked women who were doing that full body paint So they're like literally naked, and on one side of the screen they have like a picture of like, I don't know, some dark sorceress from some anime or some video game that I'm not familiar with, but you know, a big titted lady with black hair essentially who's got blue skin, and she's like completely naked from the waist up, and she's painting her titties.
How clearly can you see her nipples?
Not at all. I think she's got pasties on the nipples.
Yeah.
She's got those little like, it's like a band-aid, like and
I'm pretty disappointed.
But they're very, you know, they're jiggling around, and there's no support. There's no support there.
a lot of fluidity. Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, that was all right. Let's see what else. I scroll 2 more to the right, and here is this chick with her tits are 4 times bigger than the first chick's tits, and she's doing Wonder Woman, and she's also naked from the waist up. And I'm like, all right, this is Twitch late night.
Is 4 times bigger better?
Yeah.
Just look at
in
porn,
this case,
fucking
they were
weirdos.
like they went from like chi-chis to cha-chas. Like,
There's a fair chance I would have preferred the small ones.
They went from oranges to like the biggest cantaloupes you've ever
seen.
They
were oranges already? That's
and
plenty in Woody's mind.
And they may have been, and they looked perfect. Maybe there was some.
I'd have been happy with the top of a cupcake. Just something to distinguish from boy, and that's plenty for me.
Well, how are we to compete? We can't do body paint. Actually,
you can't even take your shirt off.
Hilarious.
I can't even
take my shirt off.
No,
nobody even wants to see me without my shirt on.
Somebody does.
Yeah, okay. Outside of this call,
that's the whole point. No one wants to see it, and they'll ban you for it if you expose people to it without a warning.
My chest hair counts as a shirt.
As a goof, I did like a cleavage cam or something, and my chat was telling me I might get banned, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, like Wing showed his foot one time, and apparently that is literally against terms of service because of those foot fetish freaks. Dude, like he's showing his foot because like, I think he had an injury or something on his foot, or I don't recall, but a blister, or it was swollen or something like that. And they're like, come on, show us your foot. And he doesn't know, and I didn't know. So he's just like, yeah, you know, he props his foot up. He's like, here's my foot, boys. And they're just like, TOS, which is terms of service.
Yeah. So Sandy Ravage is one of my favorite streamers, and I like the dude. He's fun to me. And he's streaming a game that doesn't capture my interest, American Truck Simulator. But he has I think he genuinely loves that game. And he has a foot cam, so you can watch him work the gears. It's a stick shift. And so I pop in, I see he's playing that, and I'm like, dude, help an old man out. You know, it's hard to keep my erection up while you have those socks on. And he's like, I can't. You got to have socks or it's a Twitch problem. So,
yeah.
Good Lord. Seems like they've legislated Twitch into just being hard to bounce
Twitch is
around.
pretty shitty because like what you'll see, and there are often like long threads explaining this and like breaking down like the things that girls are allowed to get away with. Certain girls in particular, especially like the more popular ones, are allowed to really get away with a lot of stuff. And then some
makers.
And also because like the actual mods and admins, the Twitch employees, are like into them, and they're like personally following them, and they have a vested interest in like you know that, oh, she might not ever suck my dick if I ban her. Oh, and there's at least a 1 in 8 trillion chance that she will. She said my name that one time.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are right. She won't suck your dick if you.
No, she's not gonna suck your dick. But like that. The girls get away with all sorts of stuff. Now I don't follow it very closely. Like I said, I just discovered last night like the whole body painting thing, but I have seen plenty of those clips of those girls who are like, "Oh, we got a kill in Call of Duty. Well, let me walk back over there and mark it on the old marker board."
Yeah.
And she turns around and she's got like Spanx on. She's got like the tightest see-through leggings or something, so you can just almost make out her asshole through them as she walks over there to like.
But easily get the labia.
There we go.
This is society without fathers.
Yeah, I've seen
we've strayed so far from Jesus' light.
Yeah, we've strayed. Someday the Lord will come and bring a rain to clean all this filth off the streets.
I maybe I'm crazy, and I'm not confident I'm right on this, but I thought guys would get away with certain things, right? Like if I showed this much of my shirt, they're not going to care because I'm me, right? Like no one's getting off on it. Whereas girls, if there's too much cleavage, they do get it.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong, but my personal experience has been all the cleavage you want, but no bare shoulders.
Interesting.
It's
That's
just
weird.
like it's like when they legislate gun stuff and they're like, all right, no bayonet lugs, but as long as the magazine's attached, it can hold 5,000 rounds. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Like they have a hard time legislating against whores. Okay, and so like, hey, cut all that bare shoulder stuff off. No more tube tops. Goodness gracious! And the girls will just be like, all right. So they'll have like the tiniest like spaghetti strap over the top, and it's like, well, I guess that's technically legal. And look, I got no problem with them. I think there should be nudity on Twitch and just get it the fuck over with. I watched a girl who was just chatting. She's on the beach, streaming from the beach in her bikini, and
Yeah, but
she's
she was
just
probably telling,
frolicking
like,
in the
fun,
water.
interesting stories.
No, she was
Right?
frolicking. But then
You're telling me these women get popular even though they're not funny or entertaining?
See, this will get you banned, right?
have a
There.
hard-
Banned.
Oh, that's a thing that
would
I
get me
struggle with.
banned?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Yeah,
so-
I got to do YouTube.
Taylor, this is a thing. Oh, I guess if you're going to be on YouTube, you're cool. But one of the challenges I do have is not talking shit about other streamers, right? Not generally just talk tons and tons of shit, but people will ask opinions or, whatever. And it's like, I don't know, is Blade on Twitch? Is Blade allowed on Twitch? Maybe I shouldn't even talk about his legs, or Dr. Disrespect did something funny. It got popular on Reddit, but there's another guy that cheated on his girlfriend, and he donated $3, so he got Dr. Disrespect to be like, "Hey, welcome to the Champions Club," and it was kind of a meta, funny thing.
Nice.
And it's hard. Like that could get me banned. I don't know. Like that right there is the kind of thing that Twitch might look at the wrong way.
Yeah,
I mean, of all
I
these
wouldn't say a
websites-
damn thing about Dr. Disrespect over there on Twitch because he is the golden. He's streamer of the year last year, or was the year before. Like
Who's left? That's maybe Choco Taco is left.
no, he's not nearly as big as
Okay,
those guys.
yeah, he
He's
might be
like
the
12
king of Twitch now. Like I think you could have made an argument that Ninja was, or Shroud was. Am I crazy? Didn't Ninja pull bigger numbers?
I thought he did. He definitely did when he was like in his Fortnite heyday. I thought I remembered him getting like hundreds of thousands, like 250,000 fucking concurrent like people watching him play
Good for
fucking
him.
Fortnite.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, in my little scope of observation, I feel like Dr. Disrespect's the biggest guy left.
He could be, for all I know. Again, I have a narrow scope of observation as well, in that I don't watch League of Legends. I don't watch Dota.
Right,
Like I'm not into those games in particular. So for all I know, it's just like back in the day when we're like, oh yeah, this guy's got this many YouTube subscribers. This guy, who's that guy from Portugal? Oh, he's the only Portugal COD player. So he owns all of Portuguese, and anyone who speaks the Portuguese
Right.
language, they subscribe to
Brazil.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't League of Legends and Dota, or at least one of those, what Destiny streams? And he's a pretty big streamer on Twitch, right?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't follow
I've
those
never
things.
watched him,
Very
but-
ignorant as it pertains to them. So I watch PUBG. I watch COD. I watch a few. I like watching Mario Maker too. I'm always
What is
watching.
that?
Mario Maker is where people design
Oh, I've
these
heard that's
Mario
fun.
Brothers levels that are incredibly intricate and
Oh.
difficult to beat, and you can only submit one if you have in fact beaten it yourself. So like
Oh, cool.
yeah, that's a cool little caveat. So like, okay,
It can be beat.
yeah, it can be beaten. It's been laid out, and just watching this little Asian guy play for 5 hours straight, just and I'm just waiting on him to explode. Like I don't know how he does it. Like my palms would be sweating. I'd be like uncomfortable in my seat, just like playing that for 5 fucking hours like that, failing over and over.
Now that you've said it, I've definitely seen highlights of it. People beating those impossible levels. I haven't watched the building.
Yeah, I don't watch the building either. I just watch them fail.
And they're very
I've got
good.
something that made me laugh really hard today. And it's 40 seconds long, but we have to watch the whole thing.
All right, not too tall of an
Don't
order.
start it. Keep it on the...
Yeah, I'm at 0.
I'm at 2 seconds. Let me back up and set up this.
All right. All right. 3,
No,
2...
wait. Sorry, it's taking me a little longer. This thing is.
No, there's a reason you do the countdowns. You go ahead.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, I see.
Okay. All right. Oh shit! Get off the fucking bus! Don't throw the child! Man just tossed a child.
She's outraged.
I bet that was a real shitty kid though. Look at the mess in the storefront behind them. That is nothing to do with this.
The guy's like 30.
It's a midget pretending to be a kid with a cute backpack. Oh,
Is that what it was?
yeah.
Yes.
That was it. Look, go to the last little bit. It's a midget with a kid's
He's got
outfit
a
on.
soul patch.
Yeah, he's got a fucking soul patch.
Oh, I didn't catch that at first. Let me watch again. Oh shit, that's a man.
Yeah, that's a grown man. Well,
And then you
grown.
can hear in the beginning the bus driver
The look
be
of
like,
disgust
why
of
are you
the
throwing
man.
a kid out? And he goes, it's a midget. It's a midget.
Oh, I
Like
didn't
in
hear those
37
words.
seconds. That man walks away and he has a look of disgust. I thought you was a kid.
Yeah. It's just, everybody feels dirty because they were just like, oh, the bus driver we were just insulting. He was right the whole time. Like,
I
Do you
sent
think
guys
the
that
bus
photo
driver
of
was
that.
in on it the whole time?
In on what?
So,
I
so
don't
there's
know what
two
kind
ways
of
this could have
things-
played out. Either the bus driver and the little person played a prank on a crowd, or a crowd just observed a bus driver pretending to be a kid.
I think a midget snuck onto a bus with children and was wearing a pink My Little Pony backpack and being creepy. And eventually that bus driver was like, oh, hell no, you're fucking 35, and grabbed him and threw him
Yeah,
off the
definitely
bus.
that. That was not a prank. Black people don't play pranks. They know better.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
fuck
won
around
me
trying
over
to play
with
a practical
that.
joke as a black man in this country, you get shot, arrested. It won't go well. People
Yeah.
misunderstand. You'll be doing 3 to 5.
Same thing with magic tricks. They,
Oh, well,
the community is
they
not a
just-
fan of magic tricks.
They just fear the dark arts. That's all.
We should all fear the dark arts a little more. You know,
I agree.
they're definitely real.
I did that
Do you-
thing that you were talking about and asked Lucifer into my heart the other night around a religious person, and they did not care for it.
It is a great bit.
I was like, Lucifer, morning star, Beelzebub, king of the depths, come into me, work your powers through me, and use me as your vessel.
Yeah. See,
They were like,
but it was
stop.
but it was fun, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was so fun. And I felt this electricity all over my skin. And ever since then, I've been able to bend steel with my bare hands.
Huh.
Damn.
Don't know what that
All I
could
can
be.
do is like make cups wiggle a little bit if I think.
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Man, I think you got a lesser demon. I'm pretty sure I got Beelzebub. You have to ask for him by name.
I've got room in here for a lot more demons. Thank you very much. So
I
I'll
don't-
just invite a couple, and then I'll be like, I am Legion, and it'll be like 50 of them.
Ooh.
You know,
I don't know if the laws of physics pertain to demonic possession, but I like where you're going with this.
I feel like
Yeah.
if I had an angel in my heart, I'd get bullshit powers, like a slight glow that not everyone can see. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Kyle's
like I could
bending
be-
steel.
Yes.
it made me like less cranky. Like that's what it would do. Whereas a demon, I feel like fires on the table,
Mm.
Mm.
bending metal, winning like the lottery. If you like, maybe I could sell somebody else's soul
Yeah.
to the
And I
devil.
do. I mean, if the devil was real and he was down, like, see, that's how I know there's no devil, because I'm down. Let's get after it, right? You know, like, what are you gonna give me, and what do you need me to do? And we'll work something out here. You need me to kill some babies? I can become an abortionist. Let's
I'm-
go. It's legal
I'm
here.
not really into any babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you might be after the demons inside you.
I have a topic I'm dying to talk about. I
What's up?
might be following this more tightly than Kyle. Georgia football. So Georgia entered this week in 6th place in the college playoffs. 4 teams make the dance. Everyone else is on the outside looking in.
Mhm.
But it was a really interesting week. One, Penn State lost. So now they're 5th. And now there's a spot open. Also, LSU played Alabama. So one of them had to lose. It turned out to be
Yep.
Alabama. Does that mean 2 spots opened? If you lose to the number
No.
1 team, are you suddenly not a top 4 team?
No, and Georgia's not a top 4 team. They definitely do not deserve a top 4 position after the way that they struggled with Missouri. I mean, they beat Missouri like, what was it? Was it
26 to
27 to
nothing.
no? Yeah,
There's something ridiculous.
I watched the game and it was embarrassing. Like our defense did well. Obviously, we held you to no points. It took. I don't know if you got a first down in the first quarter of the game. I don't think you did.
Did they struggle against Missouri? Because we're fucking ass this year.
27-0 is. I'm gonna look.
It was one of
It
those
absolutely
things
was
where
a struggle.
like it's closer than it looked.
Yeah, it was definitely closer than it looked. We kicked a lot of field goals. It was like we weren't able to score at will on you, and we should have been. There was drop passes. The receiver core looked bad. Fromm got sacked a time or two. There was one point in the second quarter where we were like negative rushing yards for like a long time. It should have been like a 58-0 or like a 63-3 or something.
Yeah.
It's if you're a top 4 team, then you destroy Missouri in an embarrassing kind of way. We won convincingly, but we didn't embarrass Missouri in a ridiculous kind of way.
I have some stats in front of me. First downs, Georgia is 17-11, which is not as lopsided as I expected, with Kyle's thing. And total yards, 339 to 198, so 340 to 200.
Yeah.
A solid win, but
it's against a Missouri team that's just straight up not good.
You didn't have your starting quarterback, or I think one of your better
5-4.
receivers.
You were 5-3 going into it.
Mizzou is actually not bad. That we were like 5-1 at one point, and
they were favored in 2 of their losses. They lost their starting QB. Missouri.
They lost the starting
That's
QB,
what's going on.
and then a friend of mine is way closer to Mizzou, like follows it more than I do. But apparently, a couple like receivers or running backs or something, like we lost them.
Yeah,
and so ever since then, Mizzou's just been trash.
Yeah, you lost. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not surprising that you didn't score on Georgia. Georgia does have maybe a top 5, top 4 defense in the country, but the offense did not look like a top 4 offense. It was embarrassing to watch. I was upset. I got a friend who's in Athens who he played games with us the other night, and he was like, "Yeah, I got to wait till the game's over. I'll be home to play some COD." And I'm like, "It's an embarrassing night." He's like, "For sure. This is ridiculous."
So I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Next week, you play number 11 Auburn. That would be more impressive than any win Alabama has had this year. If you win that, shouldn't you have Bama's spot?
Didn't Alabama beat Florida though?
Yeah,
Is Florida ranked?
Convincingly.
Yeah, quite highly. We beat Florida.
We're gonna get raped by Florida next.
Okay, it's completely possible I'm wrong. I'm looking this up.
I think Florida was like 6th and we were 11th when we beat them or something like that. I haven't been following it very closely, to be honest, but I don't think we're a top 4 team. I think they could get in there. I think that it could shake out that way. Like next week, if we whoop Auburn and somebody in the top 4 loses in a bad kind of way.
Alabama did not beat Florida. Their most impressive win is a number 24 Texas A&M.
Okay.
Never mind that. Yeah.
But again, like
although
if
they
you
play
look at the
Auburn
way,
too, I see. So there'll be a comparison.
Yeah, but when Alabama plays one of those middling teams like Missouri, they run the fucking score up. It's a shit show. Like it's like what's that voiceover in Mortal Kombat? Humiliating victory. Like,
humiliation. Yeah, it's like we get absolutely raped by that. Especially we would this year without our good players. In other good or I guess in bad sports news, the Blues are 2nd in the NHL right now behind the Washington Capitals. And this is not a recipe for success, boys. We've been really good at this point in the year.
That's not true.
Times. Oh, yeah. Like
you were like the worst team by January of last year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we ended up winning the Stanley Cup when we sucked cock.
I follow.
The whole first part of the year, and then they're like, let's just play the second half, and they kicked ass.
So you feel like all this success you're having is a bad omen.
It's just too much. Like, first of all, not having Tarasenko for the whole year and us still winning 7 in a row right now. Like, I don't know. I feel like that house of cards has got to collapse. Then again, Bennington, our goalie, is playing fantastic. He's doing really, really well. And like there's an interview with Tarasenko that was out today on like Blues forums, and he's like, it has been. Now he's from the Quable Cup's place instead of Russia. It's like we have. It's been 2 weeks since they tell me I'm out for 6 months. So yeah, I'm not having a good time. Like I'm just trying to focus on recovery in this, and I'm like, oh, poor Tank. He's such a good guy, so nice. But hopefully we can continue to succeed without him. On another positive thing, I think the longest win streak in the NHL right now is the Blues at 7. But the Philadelphia Flyers, after struggling hard, strung together 4 wins in a row. They're starting to look solid. Third in the Metropolitan. I think Philly is going to be a playoff team. They're ahead of Pittsburgh right now.
That would break tradition.
It would break tradition, yeah. But yeah, because you like Philly, that's my second favorite Eastern Conference team now.
Well,
I hope
you.
they make it. Yeah,
I'm not
number one. Still,
Taylor,
Tampa.
give me some guidance here. Should I be rooting for the Blues to win or lose? It's very hard to tell.
You just need to hope your team sucks until January. That's the way you win the cup. And I think
right.
There's one player on the Flyers who's absolutely ripping it up right now. Travis Konecki. Yeah, some guy, he's a center, not even like, I guess they bumped him up like first line. He's a guy who's like not very popular at all. He's only 22, so it makes sense. These guys have like blowout seasons all the time where they finally come into their own, but he looks like a guy who could be really positive for the future of the Flyers. So I think they're going to be, they're on the upswing right now, whereas Pittsburgh is on the downswing. But as long as Crosby and Malkin are still viable, they'll never be a bottom feeder terrible team, which ironically will lead to them sucking harder in the midterm future because they won't get the draft picks they need because Crosby will pull them kicking and screaming into a bad draft pick.
I'm crossing my fingers that Crosby will start to suck even more, right? I want not just Pittsburgh to fail, but for Crosby to fail with the rest of the team. That would be
for
good.
Crosby to, yeah, he's not going to start sucking. I mean, it's to the point now that he's absolutely not the number one player in the league anymore. That was even up for debate like last year and the year before, but Connor McDavid has usurped that, I think, like for the Edmonton Oilers, which first of all, tremendously unfair that the best player, I think, to come into the league since like fucking Mario Lemieux or Gretzky also plays for the Oilers. Stupid, not fair. Why should they get Gretzky for so many years and then also get this generational talent? And he's looking like he might be a generational talent that even surpasses Crosby. Like he just his hockey IQ, like predicting the flow of the game and where the puck's going to go and how to set up passes and stuff. Like he's just tremendous at it. So, and he's got that German, that Kraut fuck, Leon Draisaitl, who is as an NHL fan, when I see that a player comes from like Italy or Germany or something, I'm like, yeah, they're going to be middling at best. Like there was a guy named Zemgus Girgensons who was from Slovakia or something, and he got voted into the All-Star game once, even though he sucked, because everyone in Slovakia was like, that's our guy! So they voted him in. But
powerful voting.
This Draisaitl guy, goddamn,
I thought
goal scorer last year.
I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought there was a guy like Taylor Hall or Tyler Hall or something like that. That was
Taylor
good.
Hall's really good. He plays for the Devils.
He's not a top 10 player right now.
2 years ago he won the Art Ross, I think, which is for the most points. But yeah, he's in like a I want to leave New Jersey phase right now because New Jersey's bad, and so he's not that you care, because I always thought New Jersey meant you root for New Jersey, but nope, Southern New Jersey, you root for Philly.
That is the rules. I as a guy who followed a lot of hockey and is following the NBA now, I hate that they do per game averages in their scorekeeping. So for people that don't know this, hockey looks at the season points, right? How many points did you get this season? How many assists? How many goals, etc. In basketball, they look at per game stats. So you've got guys like Kawhi Leonard. If they play 2 games in a row, he sits out. He's injured every time they have back-to-back games. They call it load management. And he feels like it helps him come playoff time. Kawhi Leonard should be viewed as a player who gets like 2/3 the impact of an elite player. There are guys playing every night who are racking up tons of points. This guy doesn't play every night, and it doesn't hurt him because he's still a guy who averages, making it up, 30 points per game. And it's like, that's bullshit. They should look at season-long stats.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they do points per game in hockey too, but because the points are so much lower, like if you're a point per game player in the NHL, you are fucking elite.
Pretty good.
Like, you are good. Like, and so for like the best player in the league right now, Connor McDavid has like 380 points in like 290 games or something, which is absolutely retardedly good given how good goalies are now. So yeah, that is a dumb way that's a bad metric for basketball players.
Yes. Hey, we're over an hour, but I'm glad we got sports talking. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I enjoy
following
it too. Blues game starts in an hour. I'm gonna watch that.
All right.
Watch that as I wait 3 more days for my fucking computer.
You hope. PK had 273.